the van. Later on, we made a video to post on OnlyFans. Then we ran it through the gap.
What's up, YouTube? It's your girl, Oh My Melanie, and I'm back in this thing with another video. What's going on, y'all? I'm back in this thing with another video or whatever. And I feel like my voice sounds a little weird because I don't know if I'm getting a little cold or whatnot. So sorry about that. But yeah, as y'all see the title, I'm bringing y'all basically a part 2 of my last story time. So if you haven't watched that, make sure you go watch that shit now. I'm gonna put the link in the description down below, so go watch that real quick, catch up, and then come back to this one. And also don't mind my background because I'm moving, so this is the only shit I got left up in this bitch. If you are just finding out my channel, I just want to say welcome. And don't forget to subscribe because, I mean, why not? It's lit over here. I promise it's lit over here. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video. All right, y'all, so boom. This is about the time when I bailed my ex, dumbass nigga. I believe I gave him the nickname Asshole on here. Yes, so this is about another story from me and Asshole, and yeah. As y'all know, in the last story, the nigga went to jail. Like, he went to jail at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I thought my life was over. So yeah, this is what happened after that. So I'm in my bed, you know, distraught because my man just went to jail or whatnot, and I just really couldn't go to sleep. But then I fell asleep finally, and it's like as soon as I fell asleep, my phone was ringing. As y'all know, I think I said that in the last video. So yeah, he called me. So y'all, he called me, and I'm like, well, what do I do to get a nigga out of jail? Because I ain't never did this before. Like, I've been single 6 years, so I was a youngin' back there. I had to be like 19, 20. So I don't know, like, put me on, nigga, what am I supposed to do? So he's like, well, you have to go and get a bail bondsman. And he gave me a bail bondsman. Why is that a tongue twister? He gave me a bail bondsman that he used in the past or whatnot.
Okay.
Because as y'all know, I don't know if I ever told y'all, but Asshole was like way older than me. Like, I was either 19, 20, and he was 25. So yeah, that said something. So he gave me the bail bondsman or whatever, and he was like, call them, and then I'm gonna call you back shortly, because you know they only give you a few minutes on the phone or whatnot. So I'm sitting up in there like, my nigga is locked up and they won't let him out. They won't let him out. He locked up, and I felt like it was my responsibility to get him out. Like, whatever. So I called a motherfucking bail bondsman, and I'm just like, hello, sir. I ain't never did this before, but my boyfriend is in jail, and like, how I get him out? Like, what do I do? Like, how can you help me help myself? Oh my God, y'all. First of all, let's talk about how many stipulations it is to bail a motherfucker out of jail. You basically signing over your life, and they basically owe you their motherfucking life at this point. So boom, I'm like, okay, I'm writing down a little letter of what all the shit I gotta bring, and I'm just like, what? Because basically you gotta bring your ID, you gotta be a resident of Georgia for like a whole bunch of years, and then if not, you gotta have somebody that is. You gotta show how much money you make or like, you gotta do a proof of income, basically a proof of residency. Like, I feel like it's much more stuff, but that was years ago. I can't remember, but basically you signing over your whole fucking life. So he's like, after you get all that together, come up in there and we'll be able to get him out. I'm just like, oh my God, because I can't get this nigga out by myself. And I forgot why his mama couldn't get him out. Like, his mama and his dad could not get him out. So I'm just like, well, what the fuck am I gonna do? And my dumb ass asked my mama, because my mama is my best friend, and I know she always gonna help a nigga out when I need it. So I called my mama. Well, I go upstairs to my mama because this is when, you know, I was still living with my mama. So I go upstairs and I'm like, Ma, because, you know, she was asleep. So she finally woke up, and I'm like, Ma, can you help me get this nigga out of jail? And she's like, why you can't get him out of jail? And I'm like, because I don't know, like I just couldn't get him out by myself. And so she's like, all right. So she gets out the bed. I tell her everything that we need. So she started getting all her paperwork together. About a minute, she getting more and more upset because she like, y'all niggas really woke me up, because at this point it's probably like 6 o'clock in the morning. So we get all the stuff together and we go to the bail bondsman. First of all, I just get my nerves was just already messed up, because this is too much. I don't like to be involved with the police. Like, no. So I'm already on edge or whatnot, and we get in there. My mama motherfucking filling out all this paperwork, because you gotta fill out all this paperwork. So she filling out all this paperwork, and I'm filling in like the secondary part of it, and basically we fill it all out. Then the man is like, okay, thank y'all for filling out the paperwork. The bail bondsman was like on this side of the street right here, and then if you drove a little bit down, the motherfucking jail was right here. So he was like, I'm finna go to the jail, let them know like he bonding out or whatnot, because we had to pay a decent amount of money to get this nigga out. And I put in a lot of money, his mama put in some money, and he put in some money or whatever, and we got this little dirty nigga out. So boom, back to the story real quick. So yeah, the man goes to the bail bondsman or whatever, and it takes him a while, y'all. I'm thinking like he finna just go drop the paper off and come back. No, it took him a while. He came back and he was just like, we gotta sit here and wait till he be released or whatever. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, well, so he ain't coming out right now. Like, what do I do? Like, he's like, you gotta wait till he be released. And I'm like, okay, well, how long is that gonna take? And he's like, I don't know, it could take hours. Yeah, I don't know. And I'm just like, this shit ain't over yet. Like, this shit ain't fucking over yet. So we left. As I'm motherfucking bagging out the motherfucking bail bondsman, this nigga called me, telling myself, I need an update, like what's going on? I'm like, nigga, I did all the bail bondsman shit, and you better say thank you to my mama, because if it wasn't for me and my mama, nigga, your ass would be grass up in that motherfucking jail. And so he's like, you know, I owe y'all so much, I really appreciate it, thank you, da, da, da. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. I wasn't saying all that now, but I mean back then, but I'm like stupid ass. But anyway, so I was like, okay, yeah, you're welcome or whatever. I'm just ready for you to come home. Oh my God, my heart is so broken. So he was like, well, I guess I'm gonna just sit here and wait until they come get me to be released. And I'm like, well, yeah, you ain't got nothing else to do, because you can't walk to the door and say, let me go, nigga, you in jail. I'm like, okay, yeah, you do that, and I'm finna go take my mama back home, and then I'm come back. I drove my mama home or whatnot. And as I'm driving home, like, we ain't really saying nothing, because I'm sitting here having second thoughts at this point. But I didn't really know the whole, like, I really didn't know the whole tea behind bailing somebody out of jail. So that's, yeah, I just gotta keep on watching. So boom, I get to the house, drop my mama off or whatever, and I'm like, okay, I'm finna go be a dumb bitch and go pick my nigga up, like. So I drove back to the jail, and I'm just sitting in the parking lot. Mind you, I told you it's 6 something in the morning. So I get to the parking lot 6 something in the morning, and I'm sitting there, like I'm sitting at the jail in the parking lot by the release door, just sitting there, and I'm just looking, waiting for this nigga to come, scrolling, waiting for this nigga to come, scrolling, waiting for this nigga to come, stomach growling, waiting for this nigga to come. Like, I'm just waiting for this nigga to come at this point. There's nothing that I can do. Long story short, it took him, okay, so what, I told you I got there at 6. So yeah, he didn't come out till like almost close to 10. So my little dumb ass sitting in the car in Georgia heat for all them hours waiting for this nigga. I see him come out the motherfucking doors. And y'all, when I tell you, this nigga skipped out the door, like, I'm gonna try to find a video to show y'all what type of skipping this nigga did. He motherfucking skipped out the door, and then once he got past the stairs, this nigga ran to the car.
I'm like, after they're fast, this is like they're sponsored by Nike.
At this point, I'm just crying, because I'm like, oh my God, my nigga outside. It was so traumatic. This is a lot for me. He get in the car, he want to kiss all on me and stuff, like, oh, thank you, babe, thank you for getting me out, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm just so glad you're here, don't ever go to jail again, like, this is too much, like, yeah, I'm doing all that or whatever. So I'm thinking like, okay, now we can go home. No, y'all, the process still wasn't motherfucking over. Like, the process still wasn't over. So, after he got in the car, I'm like, okay, so where we going? We going home? He's like, nah, we gotta go back to the Bills bondsman. And I'm like, what the fuck we gotta go back there for? He was like, well, we gotta go back.
Back to your regularly scheduled program.
Like, well, yeah, we gotta go back because I have to fill out some paperwork. And I'm like, God damn. They gonna take your life too on the paper? Because they showed this to me and my mama's. So, yeah, I took him back, and he had to fill out a whole bunch of paperwork. So, that took another hour, whatnot. So, we finally got done with that. And I'm like, okay, well, where we finna go now? Like, what we finna do? Like, we finna go home. We're gonna take a shower, and we're gonna go to sleep or whatnot. And I'm like, okay, just a dummy, just smiling, just I got my nigga back like an idiot. So speed up the process. So, you know, once you pay for a bail bondsman, you know you don't pay the whole price up front. Okay, if your bail is $50,000, you pay $5,000. If your bail is $20,000, you pay $2,000. Like, you pay 10% of your bail bond to get out. After that, you have to continuously pay a certain amount of money every month until your bail is paid off, or else somebody going back to jail or some shit ain't right. So basically, you gotta pay that motherfucking shit. And if you don't pay that shit, they come for the person who bailed you out. So he was paying for it or whatnot, paying on it or whatnot, and then it comes to the time where we broke up. Cause it don't take a few months. Like, it ain't 6 months. Cause niggas ain't got money to be. No, it's not 6 months. We ain't Migos and goddamn all them who can pay all the shit up front and get out. No, we ain't them. So, so yeah, he was paying it for a few months or whatnot, and then after we broke up, I didn't know, but the payments just stopped happening. Like, they just stopped happening. So this is how I found out they wasn't happening anymore, because I get a call one day. Like, I just kept getting this number calling me, and I'm like, I don't know who the fuck this is. Like, what? It's a 404 number, because y'all know I live in Atlanta. And I'm just like, I don't know who number this is. So I answer the phone one day, and it's the man from the Bills bondsman. And he's like, well, asshole ain't been paying his bail, so we calling you to get the money. Huh? Unless you can find him and make him come bring us the money, then you won't be involved. And then they were just telling me, you know, like, if the bond is not paid, niggas going to jail. And I'm jail? Nigga, not me. Jail is not for me, baby. So I was like, okay, sir. Well, no problem. Like, I'm gonna call this nigga. I'm gonna find this nigga, and you gonna get your money sometime this week, because I'm not doing that. So I hung up the phone with him. By this time, I told y'all we was broken up. So when I break up with you, your ass is blocked. Everybody that I know from you is blocked. Like, there's nothing else to talk about, baby. We didn't work out. I unblocked his ass from Snapchat. I was like, nigga, what's your number? Because obviously I had him blocked, but I got a lot of people blocked, so I couldn't just go unblock him. So I'm like, okay, what's your number? So he gave me his number. He thinking that I'm finna say, let's get back together. He got all excited. I'm like, yeah, I'm finna call you. I got something to get off my chest. And he's like, ooh. Like, I'm pretty sure he was thinking like, ooh, I'm finna get my bitch back. But nah. So I called him on the phone, y'all. And as soon as he answered, I'm like, you bitch ass nigga, why is you not paying on your bond? Like, clearly, you think I'm a fucking joke. I'm like, you're not taking shit serious, nigga, and I need you to take it serious, because this is not just my life, my livelihood. Like, my mama is involved, nigga, and I don't play about my mama, like, period.
Okay.
So I'm telling him, you know, they called threatening my mama and shit, all behind some stuff that you didn't do. So he's like, no, I'm just so sorry. I'm gonna start paying on it. And I'm like, nigga, I swear if you don't pay on that shit by Friday, okay, I'm gonna turn to 6'9" in this bitch, cause
Dang!
Who? Not my mama. Like, not my mama, nigga. Shit, I'm already mad at my dumb ass.
Oh, dumb bitch.
But not my mama. Like, we're not doing that with my mama. So he was like, no, don't worry. Tell your mama I'm gonna pay it. Everything gonna be all right. Because at this point, my mama is upset. I'm like, I'm gonna release the dragon. Like, you think I'm something, but let me let my mama loose. So he's like, nah, no worries. Like, I got y'all. And then he's like, okay, so does that mean we getting back together? I'm like, you bitch ass nigga, no, pay your bond or else I'm snitching. Like, period. Just period. Pay it or I'm telling. Because I ain't going to jail behind you, nigga. Especially because we ain't together no more. So Friday came along and I called the bail bondsman like at Friday night. Because, you know, them niggas stay open 24 hours. So I called the bail bondsman before I got in bed. And I'm like, did this nigga make a payment? And they're like, yeah, he caught up on everything. So it's good. If anything else happens again, we'll give you a call. And I'm like, all right. So that nigga knew his life was on the line, period. So yeah, that was the end of the story. And basically, y'all, I literally never talked to him again after that. Like that one phone call when I kind of threatened his life, that was the last correspondence we ever had because we didn't work out. I don't have nothing to say to you. So yeah, and plus that was really toxic, as I keep telling y'all. That was that, y'all. Like, I bailed this nigga out of jail and we didn't even work out. So more of the story is, don't do that. Just mind your business. If somebody out here doing some stupid shit, just go ahead and let them do the stupid shit. Don't associate yourself with it. You can love them, you can care about them, but keep your shit out of it, because if the police come, you want to be the one that say, I don't know nothing, and not be lying. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, smack that like button, because I mean, why not? Also, don't forget to subscribe, because if you watch it this far and you haven't already subscribed, what the fuck are you doing? And yeah, I will see y'all in the next video. Bye there, bugs.